Living Rome. Living Rome is the name of the photo exhibition by Bruno Brunelli, that's me speaking, held in Rome from December 2012 to January the 5th, 2013. The aim of the show was to offer a positive and nice view of Rome without prejudice, but with a deep love for my town and for everything it represents. There are 6 sections. The first one is called Compositions. The photographer chooses an angle that draws lines, breaks up and recomposes the architectures, projecting them into the two-dimension space, or opposes various subjects by simply choosing a frame. The first photograph is Why So Many Anxieties? Black, anonymous shadows flounder around on a red background, while the steady statue seems to ask, why so many anxieties? This is possibly the deepest theme of the exhibition, the contrast between the chaotic town and the eternal city. The two cities live together, look at each other, and judge each other. The statue, by Filippo Gnaccarini, stands in Piazza del Popolo, entitled The Spring. Swiss Guards. Also the Swiss Guards, in their steady stain, recall us of a grace that looks with detachment the continuous floundering that takes place around them. The line formed by the lamps and the arch on the background integrate the harmony of the human subjects. The grand staircase with Caligula columns at Palazzo Braschi. A place where you can live a moment of eternity. Baroque creativity. The spire of Sant'Ivo alla Sapienza, where Borromini reproduced the guiding light of Alexandria in Egypt. The light of antiquity shines among the roofs of Rome. This photograph, depicting St. Peter's and Santo Spirito in Sassia, introduces us into the geometrical compositions. Medieval glabes and Renaissance domes, triangles and half circles, filled with red, black, green. Silhouette of domes into the Roman sunset. Rome, St. Peter's interior. A certain idea of perfection. Pantheon. A wonderful architecture that in the changing light always offers new chances to the photographers. Postcards. Postcards is the title of the second section of the exhibition. Usually, when you call postcard a photograph, you mean something very standard and already seen. Some friends told me that my shots are like unseen postcards. I like very much those comments. So, Roman postcards. From Trinità dei Monti, towards St. Peter's. The Palatine Hill and the Roman pine, one of the symbols of the city. Villa Borghese, the little lake with the fall colors. The Italian flag on the president residence, the Quirinale. Roman light, just after the sunset, is characterized by this contrast, the cold sky and the warm color of the streets and buildings, a joy for the photographers. Piazza Navona. Reflections after the storm in the evening. Piazza San Lorenzo in Lucina. Reflections after the storm in the morning. Roman sunset. Reflections into the river. Art to discover. The third theme of the exhibition. I like to visit Roman churches, exhibitions and museums. How many artworks in Rome that are known all over the world, and how many items less known but beautiful and interesting. In this section, some of the artworks that hit me and that I believe we should rediscover. San Camillo dell'Ellis by Sublera. St. Camillus saves the patients of the Saint Spirit Hospital flooded by the Tiber River on the year 1598. You can see this painting into the Museum of Rome at Palazzo Braschi, a museum almost unknown to the people of Rome, although it contains many noticeable artworks. Pietro Cavallini. Madonna and Child, with Saint John the Baptist and Saint John Evangelist. Discovered in the year 2000 into the Aracelli Church and still there visible, this painting tells us about the story of this great artist born in Rome in 1240. Sarcofago di Partonaccio, Palazzo Massimo. Fighting between Romans and barbarians, looking at each other into the eyes. The Roman soldier is killing the barbarian that stares into the eyes of the Roman with a mix of dignity and prey. Baroque. Other two artworks come from my Roman Baroque tours. I made thousands of shots, and those two here represent all the paintings and the sculpture that I captured. The first one is from Chiesa del Gesù vault and is the Demon's Fall, as part of the glory of the name of Jesus. The painter is known with the nickname of Baciccia and used to work closely with Bernini. He is not known as other famous Italian artists, but his powerful work is really important in the history of art. The second work is very well known, the Four Rivers Fountain at Piazza Navona. It's a detail of the Nile hidden face. The group of statues was designed by Bernini, while the Nile was actually sculptured by Fancelli. The black and white section. first of all, some EUR shots. Geometries. A photo of the Church of St. Peter and Paul, EUR. EUR can be defined as the black and white district of Rome. Two photos of the EUR Dioscuri. Wonderful statues of the mythological figures, sculptured by Publio Morbiducci and Alberto Fenci. Another great photographic subject. Then there is a shot of Fontana di Trevi that I called Trevi Fountain Dramatic Version. Street. This section starts with two photographs of old people waiting for the Pope in St. Peter's Square. What a dignity in their eyes. Dedicated to street musician. A sax player at Campo de Fiori Square. A bit gloomy, a bit ironic, and a lot Fellini style. Carabinieri by 4. Piazza San Pietro, St. Peter's Square. Giordano Bruno was burnt at Campo de Fiori. Is he still burning? The Tiber and its changing reflections, flying away at sunset. Seagull and reflections at dawn. Saint Angel Castle completely reflecting into the river at night. The last two photographs concerns the Tiber flood of November 2012. That's all. I hope you enjoyed the visit.